Is there an Etotronic 2? I'm not sure. I think that's the only one. I think that's the only one that's okay, yeah. So basically we were here before, and I have to make a few changes. So first of all, I'm going to have to remove basically yeah, everything that's in the middle basically is unnecessary. I've just realized. Yeah. So yeah, I'll just do the same thing as before. So I'll where were we here? So I'll use another one like this, and what I'll do is instead of extrude, I'll delete stuff. So if I go here and then I for example join this here, and then I move this around, so in the Z axis, okay. So basically we don't need this anymore. This one is useless. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll increase the Y, I'll decrease the X until I can get basically everything that's in the middle here. So I'll just position it a bit better. Okay. Let's decrease the size again. Okay. Actually, maybe, yeah, the top side is good actually. The top and the bottom sides are good. I shouldn't delete those. So I'll just decrease the size on the Z axis here. Where does this go? The box has disappeared. I think it's in here somewhere. Okay, yes. Actually, that's what I wanted. So now what I'll do is I'll take this and I'll just delete everything. So geometry, delete geometry. And instead of deleting everything, I'll just delete what I have selected here, which is this. Okay. This already is much nicer. So I'll fill what's missing, basically. The faces that are missing, I'll fill them up. Except for this one. Actually, this angle is going to be a bit difficult here at this one. How can I do this? Actually, what was it like before? If I just check what it was like before, might get a better idea. Yeah, so basically no, what I did is correct. However, there is this part that's missing in here, so I'll just continue here, delete this, fill the faces, and actually I'll start by putting 4 edges here in this thing. Yeah. And where do I get the edges? I think I get them from here somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. What's this here? Okay. Yeah, so that's what I want here. That's what I'm going to use to fill to make this like a corner here, the corners here in the entrance. So let me put this down here just so I don't get confused. So I'll join this to this here. Okay. And then I'll reposition that part here. That's here. Mesh. Let's increase the height. Then let's offset this to the right. Actually, what I needed was the three faces. The part where I had the three connected to each other. Was it here? Actually, no, not here. Maybe here. Okay, yeah, that's the one that I needed. Okay, so what I'll do is this is connected here. Okay, it's connected here. So I'll take this and I'll connect it. Oh, I cannot do that. Okay, like this until there to geometry. Okay. Now if I go here, I should get this thing here. Where is this corner? That's the question. It's not appearing anywhere. Okay, so I was deleting what I was adding basically. So let me just increase the height a little bit and then move this forward. Where is this part? Okay. So what I need is how is this? working great. So here I've done the same thing as before. The only so I'm still the only difference is I added this thing. So I made this, which is the same thing that we had before, and basically I'm going to add this here in just a bit. So what I'll do is here I'll just do okay, set position. I'll just move this thing around, but before I do that, yeah, okay, so it should work actually. No, I know why it's not working. It's because so I'll just increase the height just a little bit. Okay, I'll put this here, seems good to me. Now I'll just rotate it. So this node is pretty useful. And the good thing is it keeps the color. Like every time I duplicate this node, it keeps this green, which I find very nice. So here I'll put 0 also. So I'm basically rotating this here so that it's actually, yeah, I'll rotate it like this. So 270 degrees perfectly. Wait, why do I have this thing here? I thought I deleted that. No, actually it's here. Okay, the only problem is it's going to delete my thing here also. So what I'll do is I'll just join this here, and instead of joining this this part of the mesh here, I'll put it here. Okay, and now I have this bit here that's that seems correct, but it's not actually, because here it should be, yeah, I think there's something missing here basically. Here it should be, there should be a line here. How can I fix that? I think there should be a simpler way to do this. Yeah. What I'm thinking is maybe I can take this part and the bottom part and then put it here, but in that case I have to move this a little bit back, and then I can have maybe some space here to put a diagonal here and a diagonal that way basically. Wait, is it like that? So here you have this. There's something missing here. Now that I think of it, actually, I think this is correct. So I'll just duplicate this, put it there, duplicate it, and well, I'll do the 4 corners basically. So I need to scale this down, not too much. This should be okay, and then I'll reposition it. So basically I'll decrease the Z thing here, decrease it more, and then increase the X position. Still a little bit too much. Okay, this should do. I'll just increase the scale a little bit. Okay, this seems okay. Basically I'm just adjusting stuff here just so that it fits properly. Okay, and then I'll have four more of these on each corner basically. So Shift D, put 0 here. Actually, let's start by shifting it on the let's start by putting this here instead. I think that's easier. And actually, now that I think of it, maybe it would be easier if this was perfectly aligned here. So I'll just increase the size a little bit here. How is 0.4? I think 0.4 is pretty good. Here, boom. Okay. Yeah, that's not great. Okay. Now I'll put the other one there. So I'll rotate this, so I'll maintain the scale of 1 so that it doesn't change the scale, and then I'll position it somewhere back here basically. Okay, seems pretty good. Then same thing for up here in those 2 other corners. So now I have to rotate this again. I might have to flip faces also, because if I just rotate it on the Y axis here, actually no, it's the X axis here. No, actually it's fine. I thought I had to It's a pretty repetitive process. So now it's the same thing basically on the other side here. I'll rotate it again. Perfect. Okay. Actually, I might have gotten a little bit too far. Okay. Now it seems correct. I wonder if there's a gap here. There's a bit of a gap here. Okay. Now I think I have to extend those bits here so that it arrives until here. Otherwise I'll have you know, problems when I'll subdivide and stuff like that. So I'll just use the same node as before. So this one. Okay. So let's see where this square is basically. First of all, where is this square thing? Okay, it's here. So I'll decrease the size first of all. Let me decrease the size a little. Okay. I think that is it basically. Is it selecting? Okay, so I'll just increase the X a little bit here. Actually, if I only want to select those here, so let's decrease the Y size. Okay, and okay, put this here. Okay. Now I should be able to extrude those vertices basically. Let's go to mesh. Extrude mesh. And I want to only select the ones that I've selected before. And then offset scale, what is that? Yeah, actually I have to extrude the vertices. Or no, actually it's the edges. For a second there I was a little bit scared. And I also don't want to extrude this box thing, so I'll just put another join geometry here. I'll just remove this for now, and I'll plug this in here. Okay. So what's it doing here? That's the question. Yeah, okay, I think it's extruding. Yeah, it's extruding, but in the wrong direction, so we have to add a vector. Where is it? I think it's input vector. Okay, and I want it to go only in the positive y direction. Okay, so now it should work. Okay, and we want to basically to align where do we want it to align? I would say actually I should have moved these up until here. Yes, that would have been much better. So instead of doing this, I'll just put the set position. But now I lost almost everything I selected before, so I have to reselect it. Oh my goodness, what is going on here? Okay, this should be what I was starting with. Okay, this seems pretty good. Yeah, maybe I placed it a little too far. Okay, now I should do the same thing on the other side, and then after that I'll just start adding faces everywhere. However, this is a little bit of a problem here. Actually, I should have removed this edge here from the beginning. It would have been much simpler. So I think I'll do that instead of having to do all this again. So I'll just remove this. I'll remove this. And I'll remove this. Okay. Because all of this started from here, I think. Where was it? Okay, so I think if I flatten these out here, it will help me a lot. So, but if I flatten them, will it not be a problem here? No, I don't think so. So I'll just I'll do what I did before, which is I'll use the selection tool. I'll put this here for now. So I'm just trying to select this edge here and then just flatten it out. So if those vertices go in this box, selection box here, then I can select only these edges and then push them backwards. So actually I have to move the box a little forward. So okay, and then so it's not selecting the edges. It's not selecting the vertices. But it should normally. Actually I'm not selecting the correct thing, so it's coming from here. This box is coming from here, so I have to select it like this. Okay, now it's working. So yeah, I have to move it in the -y direction. This is too much. Let's say minus 0.15. Minus 0.15. Okay. And then I have to do this 3 times again. So yeah. Actually, what I can do, I can take another set position node, plug it in here, and then for the selection I'll just use, well, another one like this, but I'll decrease here the size in the Z direction. No, actually it's not right. Here I'll decrease the size in the Z. Oh yeah. And I can get rid of this also. Okay. So this this normally should select what I needed to select, so let's decrease it a little bit more. It's hard to tell if I'm selecting the right thing here. Okay, this should select the right vertices. Now what I need to do is I need to plug this in here into the selection, decrease the heights a little bit. That's too much. Minus 0.50. Okay. Now I should do this one last time and that should be good. So I'll remove this, duplicate this, duplicate this, put 0 everywhere, put this in here. So now I want it to be thin, so thin on the x-axis. So I'll decrease this all the way to here, and then I'll increase this here. Okay. I still need to decrease the x value a little. Okay. Increase it here. Is that correct? No, still not. This is too much, so I'll do 0.43, let's say 0.435 maybe. I think this is good. So let's decrease the position. Let's see what happens if I just select this like that. Okay. Oh yes, beautiful. Okay, so this is basically the shape I wanted in the beginning, and just to make sure everything is aligned, actually I cannot do this because those are tries. Yeah. Those are triangles. How can I make this a quad? These faces only have 3 vertices each. Yeah, actually what I should have done is the following. When I was here, instead of pushing this backwards, I should have added a face here. Yeah, basically that's what I should have done. But the good thing is the fact that I showed this, I think it's good to see the mistakes, because otherwise people think it's easy to do everything. But no, I mean, you have a lot of trials and errors when you build stuff. So basically I'll delete this. I'll make everything 0 here, and then I'll delete this here. X. The only question is, Okay, I know what I'll do. I'll just add the planes. So I'll just do geometry mesh primitives grid basically, and to add the grid I also don't need this, so Control X here. So I'll do this here. Let's add this plane. So I want this plane to only have 2 vertices in each direction, so that it's a perfect plane. And then I'll scale it and adjust the position. So I can do that with the transform node. Let's decrease the size first. I think that's the appropriate size. Increase the height. It's a little bit in the wrong position. Okay, increase the height. It's still big, so I'll decrease this to 0.2. Okay. Decrease the height again. Okay. Maybe I can increase the height just a little bit more. Because if I go 1.1, I think that's too much. Yeah, so I'll go 1.03. Okay, that seems pretty nice. Seems pretty reasonable. Seems like a pretty reasonable height. And then I have to do the same thing twice again. So I'll do this. I'll copy this. Oh, actually, I don't have to do that. Wait. I can. From there, I can rotate it and translate another section of what I already have. Basically, those nodes here. I can do this here. But I have to keep the scale at 1. And then translation, all the translation, I put them back to 0. Let's rotate it on the yeah, that's a little bit of a problem. So let's use a normal transform node. Well, the modified version actually. And let's rotate it on the, well, yes, why not y-axis? Let's start with the y. But before I do this, let's increase the height a little bit. Okay. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, and then okay, somewhere here it seems pretty reasonable. But this is also too much actually. I think I need 0.4, maybe 8. Yes. Okay, that seems okay. But it's still big though. So I think I'll scale it on the but if this is big, then that's also big. So let's scale it down to 0.17. Okay, that seems much better. And when it comes to this height thing, let's decrease the height to, I can't, to 0.4, let's say for 8. Okay, that seems better. And now I'll do the same thing for the last one here. So I can do the same thing as before. So here, let me make sure everything is in order. 0, okay. And we'll have to rotate it again. So actually that's the wrong way. So Z, yes. So it's 90 degrees. Okay. I think this is minus 0.47 maybe. Okay, that's a bit too much. So maybe, okay, that seems much better. And now on the X direction, I'll put 0.48. Okay. Minus 0.02. Let's try that. That's too much. So 0.01. Okay. Now it seems pretty correct. So I just have to merge everything now. So what I'll do is I'll just come here and then just merge by distance. So where is that? Geometry, merge by distance, and then I'll just increase this. Okay, seems pretty good to me. Now I can use this. Now I can use this thing with what I had before. So here I was blocked here because I didn't have the right geometry. But now I do. So I'll disconnect this here and I'll connect this thing here. And then if I check this out, Okay, now I have my four pieces together. Now the question is, what do I do with this here? So actually, I would say I have to extend this here towards the right, so I can have a good edge here. So I thought it would be a good idea to use this selection tool here I've made. So I made a video on this. So I'm checking out this selection object. Basically, I'm using for the tool, and I want this to be transparent. So how can I make this transparent? I think I have to make another copy of this, maybe. Where's the node for this thing? Or I can just hide it. I mean, I think that's easier. So where was I? I was here. So basically I put this cube that has disappeared, that this is the object that's here. So yeah, now I can set the position of those vertices that I've selected with this cube, and I can move them to the right. Actually, I need to reduce a little bit the radius. Okay, this seems much better. Now let's increase it again. Okay, this seems correct. So basically this is the shape I needed at the beginning here, and so instead of using this here, I'll use this, which means I'll connect this here, and whatever's in this section, first of all I'll disconnect this, and then whatever's in here, okay, I'll disconnect this too, and then I'll go here, G, I'll drag this backwards, and then what I can do here is wait a second, this was connected here, right? So what do I get when I do this? Okay, this is the right shape. So what I need to do is now I need to connect this here, and then I need one more copied going to here, because this joins back here. So let me just connect my new faces to here. Then let's see what I get. Oh my goodness, this is not what I wanted. So I didn't rotate it correctly here, and then it seems like there is something that's duplicated here. It's probably this here. So okay, now this seems pretty good. Now the only problem here is I've rotated this incorrectly. So I need to come back here, and is it? Yes, that's so I should have done wait a second here. Yeah, because it's not symmetrical anymore, I cannot just use the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll disconnect this thing here, and then instead of putting this part there, I'll put it up here. So let me increase the height. Let me rotate it. How do I want to rotate? First of all, let me put it next to here, and then I want to rotate it in the I'd say y-axis by 1. Wait a second, is 90 alright? Okay, I think it's okay. 90. Why is this not aligned though? Okay, so here I'll have to divide this again here on in this part. Yeah, I forgot about that. I'll have to find some way to fix this. Yeah, that's a bit annoying. Anyway, let's move forward. So here I'll just set it to 90 again. Okay. Now that I have these both these sections, what I can do is actually no, there's nothing I can do for now. I'll just take all of this and then I'll delete all this here. I think instead of doing this, I'll use what I'll do is I'll use here when it comes to this section right there, I'll use the old geometry, this one, which normally was more or less okay. So I'm not going to rotate it on that axis. I'll rotate it on the Z. So minus 90 here. Okay. And then I'll duplicate it up there. Like so. and I have to rotate it on this axis, so I think it's the x-axis. Okay, so I need to do this, which is 90 degrees. Okay, and actually while I'm here, I'll readjust this here. Okay, then I have to readjust the z also, z component. Okay, this seems pretty good. So now I'll do the same trick as on this side here. So what was the trick here? This is offset in a weird way. So I came from here, I did this. Okay, so it must, the second one was, okay, so this is the one up there, right? Okay, just to make sure. So which means that here, if I want to adjust this correctly, I need to do okay, 0 here. Okay, now this seems a bit better. Now I'll just add another cube here, or let's just add a plane, that's simpler. And then I can G adjust it here with my mouse, rotate it on the x-axis. Okay, and then GY, GX, okay, GZ, okay, and now I can do the same trick as before. So here I have my entire object here, so remove this. Let me duplicate this, but this time I'll use my plane here. Okay, position relative, radius I think is probably the same. Let's see what I'm doing first of all. So join geometry here. Okay, seems pretty correct. And then I have to connect this in this way here. What is going on here? Why is there a double? Was there a double face everywhere? So I have this right at the beginning. This is what I have. Then I set the position of only a certain part of this mesh. Yeah, well, I should disconnect here also in that case. I should disconnect these two things here and then connect this here. Okay, and now it should select what I needed to select. So let me just remove this so we can see what we're doing. Let's hide this plane also. Okay. Then we do not want to go in the z direction. We want to go in the minus y direction. Approximately here. Seems okay. Seems pretty good. Okay. Now what's left to do is basically fill all the holes in this mesh. And also fix this part right here. So I think there's a simpler way of fixing this, which is I'll go back a few, a few steps back here, and somewhere in there, I'm sure I'll get access to this section right here. So let's see, where was that section? Here. Okay, so I get from here, I get to there. How am I getting? So I come here and then I rotate and I put this up there, and then I'm joining here, right? I'm joining with what? With this part. Perfect. So this is what I wanted here. What I need to do in this section is basically subdivide this once. So I found my hidden gem. This is a gem. Hard to find, but if you can find it, it's worth it. So mesh, normally I should get a subdivide mesh here. So if I do here this, okay, so it also subdivides on the z-axis, which is not what we want. So how can I fix that? I think a much easier way is to just basically scale this down. Scale this down and then duplicate it. Yeah. So I'll take this here. And then I'll scale it down on the z-axis. Okay. Then I'll set the position to 0. So I went from this thing to this thing. Okay, maybe I need to scale it down a little further. And then I have to lower this basically. So I went from there to there. So here to here. Okay. To here. Okay. And then have another one here like this. Okay, let's put it to 0. Boom. And then let's say like this. This should do the trick. So here, this is the face that's higher. This is the original. This is the lower face, higher face. And then I should be able to merge this. First, let's look at it a little better. So let's join everything. So I went from this to this. this to this. Okay, let's merge. Geometry. Merge by distance. Okay. Seems fine to me. So now instead of using this here, I can basically use this. So I have to delete this here. And then I can go from here up to here. Let's see what that looks like. Doesn't look that great, so what we'll do is the following. We'll just collect everything here on this single point, and then we'll merge this again here like that. Okay, it seems pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, and now normally I should get back what I had, what I needed here, which is what? Oh my goodness! I think this, I don't need this. Was it this? Why is this so horrible? Okay. We're almost there, but if I want this to join up until here, we need to increase the height of this original corner. So I'll just increase it up until here, and then I should be good to you know, join faces and stuff. Basically, then it's the easy part. It's just putting some faces and joining everything together. Wow, this indenting is crazy. It takes a crazy amount of time to indent something, but that's how it should be done. Because if you were to just traditionally model and just indent the normal way, you wouldn't get these nice triangles. So let's see if I can adjust this from the beginning. So here I have, okay, I have my original thing, so I have to adjust it from here on, so that I get the result I want. Yeah, so I'll do the same thing basically that I did here. So I'll duplicate this, Shift D, and then I'll add another plane here. So plane GZ, GX, GY, okay, GXY. Okay, seems pretty reasonable. And now if I come back to here, what I can do is I can remove this, select this plane. Okay. Then I'll take this, which I had here. Oh my goodness, what is going on? What is going on? This should all be 0. Okay. And then I should be able to increase this. Okay. Now the question is, until where do I increase this? So I'll have to join this to my main model here. Okay, and now if I want to increase this, I think 0.24 should be good. Can go a little bit higher. 0.25, let's try. Zero 0.26. Okay, now this is basically what I needed here. Instead of using this, first of all, let's hide this thing. I do not want to see this. Now, how do I get the piece that's on top? I think it's from here. Okay, so basically I need to join this in there. I need to remove this. Okay, then I need to remove this too, and then I need to join this here up until there. And now I have another problem. Yeah. So I'll keep what I did, and then what I'm going to do here is connect this as usual, and I'll do the same as before. So mesh plane GZ. Okay, seems pretty good. Oh, I should have increased the height of the size of the plane, and I could have selected the other side as well. Or do I just rotate this? Yeah, let's just, I have a better idea. So I'll take instead of doing this here, okay, and then that, I'll take basically I'll take this part and that part, and then I'll rotate everything. Yeah, so let me just Okay, this is connected like this. The only question is, why is this connected here? And this should not be connected. Okay. And now what I can do is, I don't think we need this, right? If I do Control X, I'm still, yeah, everything is still good. So I can remove this as well. And then I can yeah, what I want to do is I want to join this and that into here. Wait, actually I want to join this and that here, and then this one will come later. So I'll try to remove this. I can also do it like that. Okay. And then I can remove this. Okay, which will allow me to do this right here. Let's remove this. Okay. And then I can rotate these two parts that I want to rotate. So I'll maintain this here. And the part I want to rotate, I want to rotate it on the x-axis basically. So I'll just put the 0 here. Alright. And it's basically, I want to rotate it to 180. Okay. And then what I can do is I can translate this again. So let's put 0 everywhere here. Okay. This seems nice here. How about here? Seems good as well. Okay. Well, this is pretty good now. I could also merge everything, but before I merge stuff, I want to make sure I have all the faces, you know, positioned correctly. So yeah, I could extrude just this until here, and it would fix a lot of my issues. So I'll just do that real quick. So Shift. Wait, where is that? Yeah, I'll just add another plane, mesh, plane. Okay. G, Z. I'll rotate it on the x-axis. Okay. G, Y. G, X. Okay. X. Okay, seems okay. G, Z. Okay. Okay, now I can do the same as before. So I take this, Shift D here, and then I'll have an extrude mesh here. Mesh. Where is it? Okay, extrude mesh. I only want to extrude the edges, and I only want to select the ones that are close to it here. Yeah. Wait. Let's mute this for a second so I can find my plane. This plane right here. Let's unmute this. And then the same as before, so this offset here has to be a vector. So input vector, which goes only in the y direction, positive y. This is our offset, which seems correct. I have to hide this plane though. Okay. So let's go back here. Okay, and then here on the offset, let's increase it until we arrive here. Wait, that's actually a problem here. There's a little bit of a gap. Maybe I can just increase the z a little bit. I said a little bit, so 0.02, let's say. Okay. It kind of fixes the problem, but it doesn't look good. It's because this is not really well centered. What I could have done maybe is, when I was here, when I had this section, could have lifted this up a little bit. So I think I'll do that. I mean, yeah, let's just do that real quick. So where was I? I think I was here when I when I had this section right there. Yeah. So yeah, let me just remove this for a while. Let me join these two up. Okay, so once I adjust this thing, I'll adjust it through here so that it stays nice and clean. And how will I adjust it? I'll use this. I'll use my normal selection group. What is it? Is it selection tool? No. Vertex. I think it's a vertex selection. Okay. Actually, instead of doing that, I'll take it from back here. Shift D. Where was I? I was here. Okay, so I'll first of all, I'll decrease the size. I need it pretty wide, but I need it smaller here. Okay, let's decrease the position slightly. Let's move it here. Okay, and let's move it forwards a little. Okay. And this should work now. When I do shift position, when I do this, I have to look at it first. Okay. Is this the middle? I think what I'll have to do is what happens if I look at the end result? What's the end result? Because once I have this here, basically, what is this? I forgot what this is. Okay, there's the intermediate step. Where's the... Okay, so this is the so this is the original thing, and this is where I rotate it and I join it back here. Wait, this is the original. This is the original right here, and then this is the rotation. And then I join them back here. So yeah, this should correct everything basically. So if I go here, it should correct everything. So if I adjust it here, yeah, okay, so I can adjust basically the problem area, let's say. So let's try 0.8. Whoa, I think it was... yeah, 0.08. Okay, it seems, I think that's the, I think that resolves the issue. Yeah. It would look nicer if it was merged here. So let me just merge everything. Let's go mesh, merge by distance, or is it geometry? Merge by distance. Okay. This seems much better now. On the extrusion side, maybe I can adjust it a little here. Okay, so if I go here, it's too much, too little, so 0.35, let's try. Okay, this seems better. Now I can see the issue again, so let's arrange that once more. Let's try 0.09. Okay, that makes it worse. So 0.07. Okay, that's pretty nice. Okay, I'll say that's good enough. So yeah, I have a gap here. Now, one of the issues we may have is that here it may be it may be a softer edge than here, because this, we have a line that's going through here. I wonder if it would be a good idea to pull this back a little here. I mean, we'll just continue like this, and if we see that there are still problems, we'll resolve them as we go. So I'll just add a few planes, the missing planes here. And if we have a problem here, I'll just make these edges a bit closer here to the corner. So let me add this these few planes that are missing. Okay, here. Mesh. Actually, it's mesh primitives. Let's position this properly. Okay, actually, now what I need is yeah, I need how many do I need here? I need 1, 2, 3, well, more than that on the Y direction. I need more vertices, basically. Is that enough or not? I need one more. Okay. Then I'll have to do a lot of adjusting if I do stuff like that. Well, there's adjusting to do it anyway, so yeah, I'll leave this like this for now, and let me just increase the size in the Y direction. Okay. The thing is, I'll have to adjust here this so that it arrives in the same spot. So let's just do a little arranging here. So a mesh, yeah, let's just use the conventional way, which is this node right here. Shift D. Let's go here. Shift D this thing. All of it is 0. And then here, if I were to look at this, let's see, where's the, it's down there somewhere. Okay, so first of all, let's select the ones that are let's first select this edge. Okay. Okay, this seems okay. Now let's do it again. So Shift D here, like this. That. Let's remove this. Okay, this seems okay. So now the only thing left to do is those two edges here, those two faces. I'm wondering if it wasn't maybe easier to have one more, two more lines here. So instead of this, I'll just increase the yeah, one more. Okay. Size in the X direction. So now if we select stuff correctly, we should get a little bit of a better result. let's center this a little. Okay, this looks nice here. So now let's adjust the other one so we get the same thing. Here, so let's reposition this a little better. Okay. Now we get something that looks a little nicer, and then we just have to adjust these two lines here on the edges. So we can remove this. Shift D this thing. Where is this? Where's this square? So let's decrease the X value. Let's increase the X position. Okay. Let's position it correctly here. Let's increase the Y size, let's say. Okay, let's decrease the size again. So this should only select this edge here. And I think that will be it for part 2 of this amazing box creation. So Shift D. Okay, now to do the same on the other side. So here, Shift D, here, let's put 0 everywhere. Let's duplicate this. Let's remove here. Okay, and then let's position this here. Okay, then I should be able to select these edges right here. Okay, and that seems pretty good. Okay, well, that will be it for part 2, and then next time I'll finish the last missing sections, and we'll start maybe unwrapping the model, the 3D model.